Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the BTS Americas Tournament Cup. We are in Game 2 action here of the matchup of champions of Sumsrift taking on Isurus Gaming. We just witnessed game number 1 where, well, it seemed a bit back and forth. Actually, I'd almost say Isurus had the upper hand at the start, a solid laning phase, a good couple of quick picks, but in the end, it was Sumsrift who held strong with a little bit of patience and overall a huge team fight. They managed to just dominate Isurus and take the victory in the end. So here we are for game number 2. I'm KotLGuy. I'm going to be joined remotely, of course, from my buddy Maut, and Maut Packs, our stats man. Maut, do you think this is going to be a 2-0 sweep from Sumsrift, or do you think Isurus have a fighting chance to come back in this one?
I think it'll be a 2-0 sweep, but I think it's going to be close because that's how this series is looked.
Your microphone is muted. It looks like, according to TeamSpeak here, from what I've seen, your mic is muted.
I'm the best. All right.
Hello, the best. I'm the best. How you doing?
So good. You asked me the question whether or not I thought this is going to be a 2-0. I think it is going to be a 2-0. On the side of Sumsrift, but I think it's going to be a very close to. We saw that first game was a lot closer than I think a lot of people anticipated. Isurus made 1 or 2 big mistakes at the very end of that game. Otherwise, it was a very solid, close game coming out from the Argentinian squad. So I'm interested to see what they'll go for. Tusk is an obvious first pick choice. They did not ban out the Wyvern, which I find very interesting. That's a definite choice for Sumsrift if they want to go for it again. Maybe pick something easier for Yawar because he didn't have a great time in that safe lane. Maybe put some more emphasis on him getting farm and just have Brax go ham again. So yes, I do think it'll be 2-0, but it all comes down to what they pick with these first 2 picks, Dakota. It's very interesting.
It really is, and it looks like Isurus are persistent. They're going to, for the second game, pick up Tusk in the first picking phase, and it's just crazy to think of how the times have changed with a hero like Tusk. They just recently released the top competitive picks for the month of June, and surprisingly enough, or maybe not surprisingly, Tusk has quickly risen up into the top 8, which is pretty much like the platinum tier of heroes. He's right alongside your Clockworks, your Wisps, your Shadow Fiends, with a remarkable 167 picks and bans. About 69.5% of the time he's picked and banned. But also, just the big number that stands out is the amount of times he's just banned, 128. The other big numbers are like Undying, 154, and Queen of Pain, 131. So we already know how often Queen of Pain's banned. At 131, Tusk is right there, you know. Oh, sorry, I was looking at Wisp at 128. Tusk is at 93. Not that great. Sorry. My eyes are terrible and old, and I probably have cataracts 7 times over.
I still think that Tusk is the bat rider of this particular patch. The only difference is that he can't quite go to the jungle, but he doesn't need to go to the jungle to get that blink dagger. He can fight early on with whatever he's got going. Like, you need a bottle, perhaps, maybe you get like an urn or something along those lines, and there's a couple other items that you could go for. Blink eventually would be nice to have, but it's not a necessity. Isurus either are very uncomfortable playing against the Clockwork and realize that Scarith Mage might go well with that hero, or they just want to make sure, of course, they're grabbing for themselves and have a silence against the Queen of Pain, which is very solid for multiple reasons.
5 seconds remaining.
But I think for the start right now, Clockwork getting a hero that Mike is comfortable with, like with the Earthshaker that last game, is very, very, very important. So they will grab the Clockwork for Mike. We'll see if Yawar plays the Queen of Pain maybe in the safe lane, maybe he plays it mid, or if it is going to be Brax on that Queen of Pain in that mid lane.
Yeah. On that same chart, of course, for top competitive picks in June, it's no surprise Queen of Pain is the number 2, the bridesmaid of the whole list, only second to the one and only Leshrac. So, not surprising. They're going to grab it for themselves. Probably going to be the Brax grab. And look at this. Mike going to get one of his favorite grabs, the Clockwork. I haven't got to check the stat in quite a while, but for a long time there, you can argue about the sample size and, you know, how he only competes usually in like NA Dota and American Dota tournaments, but Mike was sporting a very sweet and sexy, about 80-some-odd% win rate with Clockwork. This guy gets around. He plays a lot of professional games.
I think he gets, in NA Dota, I think he gets overshadowed a lot by Universe now and by Bulba beforehand, but I think his Clockwork play is something to behold. It's definitely, he feels very comfortable on the hero, and even when he plays well, he'll tweet out and say he sucked, he missed hook shots, he hooked into his teammates. So yeah, it's definitely a hero he's comfortable with, and I'm excited to see what he does.
It's a shame he's such an asshole, though, in the end. But yeah, you know, he plays a good Clockwork, and that's just the nitty-gritty of it. No, but I love you, Mike. I really do. We love to have our casual banter, but
I mean, he deserved that flame, dude. Let's be honest.
Oh, of course, 1,000%. And the thing is, Last game, we were like in question as far as what we were going to see from on the Earthshaker, and he ended up doing really well. Now we're praising him, so it only has to go the other way. The Caster's Curse could be very well potent here, and we'll have to see like one of the flumsiest clockworks ever in history. But we'll have to see. Visage going to get picked up third. A lot of these teams have just seemed to have forgotten about this hero. I know that a lot of the America teams are not big for a lot of wisp play, maybe a couple here and there, or really micromanaging. You know, Chen, that's a hero? Nah, that's not a hero. Not to these teams, it's not usually. But Visage also is one of those kind of heroes. But we're going to see it grabbed here. I believe it's a Whitebeard special. So with that, we'll see if they pack on top of it the illustrious Drow, or what they're deciding to do. Maybe a Lycan. I'm curious.
I'm not sure. I don't know if they go for the Drow. I don't know if they need to. I think they just pick Visage because Whitebeard plays the hero. Like that's he's played it numerous times. I think a Demon doesn't. I think he can play Visage, but I'm not sure. I think it's fine either way. It's just a good pick. He's really good in the defensive trial lane, killing Tusk. They can even go aggro trial lane now that there's a Sand King. I think that they could easily go aggro. Send Clockwork safe lane. Clockwork Tusk matchup is kind of interesting. I feel like Clockwork actually could do pretty well in that matchup, but usually Tusk wrecks. But that's the answer to your question, man. It is going to be the Drow Ranger picked up for Summer's Rift. So they want to get this game done in a hurry. They want to use the good 1-2 punch combo of Drow Ranger Visage. And God, does this combo hurt.
Yeah, it certainly does. And it helps out the Queen of Pain with her laning phase. As if she didn't need the extra bit of help, she's going to get it, whether she likes it or not, with this frickin' Drow and her Gains aura that's going to be out. So if they want, they can stack on top as an additional range unit in conjunction also with the Visage, just kind of round out a good 5-man stack. But we'll have to see. The remaining spot looks like it's going to belong, of course, to a support, possibly the Demon hero. We know he has a huge arsenal of heroes he can kind of jet on through. One of the top picks that he loves to play is a Rubik. There are some Rubik options here, so we'll see if it's something they kind of go for. But in response to the Drow, they get their own fancy little too-hot-to-try archer. They get the Ginger one, the Wind Ranger here, as a potential mid-lane grab.
That's interesting. It's plenty of right-click damage. Focus fire is fantastic. Shackle shot pretty fantastic as well. I think I'm not sure why they go for this pickup. I guess it just owns Drow Ranger later on down the road, unless like she hits like a butterfly. But it's not something I was expecting really. It has good wave clear, but that doesn't really matter against the Visage familiars and of course the Drow Ranger and her right-click. So I'm not sure why Isurus went for the Wind Ranger, but nonetheless, they will be picking it up. And Meepo is banned. That's a smart ban from Summer's Rift. They've done their homework. They know how well fullback can play Meepo, so I think that's a particularly great pickup. But they already have Sand King Scarlet, though. That's interesting.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, they already what could be the supports, but when fullback plays Meepo, I don't know if he decides to change the farming priority.
Yeah, I think he might.
Yeah, it might change. So it's probably better to play it safe because for Summer's Rift, they don't have a lot of AoE in a way to really deal with the Meepo, with the exception of maybe of Queen of Pain. Outside of that, and maybe what they're planning to do with this 5th pick, they probably wouldn't have a good answer for Meepo, so it's just probably better to play it safe than sorry. Plus, you don't want to give someone a hero that they're ridiculously comfortable with and you're not even used to going against. That could throw you off. That's what we were like talking about yesterday with Leviathan and Pudge, you know. Oh, it's a Pudge, and maybe on paper it doesn't match up too well in professional play, but when you got a guy who can play it really well and you're not used to going against it, he'll catch you off guard more often than not, and that's exactly what we saw. So better to play the safe play. So here we go. 5th pick, potentially the secondary support. One for Demon. I'm making the call out that maybe a Rubik could be considered. Or if they want to go extra defensive, they could always get something like the Dazzle seems to still be in there.
Disruptor, Keeper of the Light. Dazzle's fine. Rubik's fine.
Demon plays Keeper. That's right.
They have a lot of options. I'm just glossing over a couple things.
Witch Doctor also still out there and good.
Not?
You know, a lot of ranged supports who benefit from the aura and could help out this Drow many a different way.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be a ranged support. I'd be surprised if they don't go for the full kit and caboodle, although Mike is playing the Clockwork. Going back to the Wind Ranger, I think it's a pretty good matchup against the Queen of Pain, so I think they'll put that mid. And then offlane Tusk, and I don't know what they're going to put safe lane for Isurus, but for now it is what are we going to see coming out of Champions of Summer's Rift? Is there going to be anything crazy? Naga support is something I talked about a lot recently. I still think that's pretty good, even though it is not a ranged hero. Riptide is going to help absolutely decimate with Drow Ranger's right clicks, and of course the Visage Birds, so I do think that's a possibility, plus it gives you lockdown that you might not otherwise have. They go for the Dazzle, so you were right.
Well,
I
Another
called
race
out like
hero.
6 heroes, to be
That's true.
honest. So
Yeah.
it's like there's
All right,
so
you
many
weren't
good
right.
options. Yeah, I was right eventually. I'll just name out like 17 heroes.
You
they
just
gotta
say
get
all
one,
the
right?
heroes. Go one by one, name the
Yeah.
entire roster of Dota 2, and then eventually you're right 100% of the time.
It's just on them to decide what kind of play style. If they wanted to get a support to make things a bit more defensive, like this Dazzle has done, and you know he's also a good candidate rather
10
for a
seconds
medallion if the
remaining.
Visage doesn't get one himself, and then you have all this sweet armor synergy that will work out
5
very well.
seconds
So you
remaining.
can't really fault on that. Or if they wanted to go aggressive and get something
Ooh, the
that was still out there, like
DDX
the Lion and everything like that. But
Oh,
an
DDX
Ember
Ranger.
Spirit for PETA,
Ember.
it looks like appear a hero who has popped up from time to time. I don't know how
Yeah.
much success we've seen at this hero, man. He can struggle if he does not have a good start.
I know
Prepare
Drow Ranger's
for
like not a
battle.
great like aggro tri laner, but I really want them to do it because with the Sand King with an Ember Spirit, I feel like they could crush that aggro tri lane, but they're not gonna go for it. Mike's gonna go off lane, and they'll have to rotate some heroes eventually to take down this Ember Spirit. Problem, like, okay, so there's, and we often talk about this with Ember Spirit, there's two, like, really, really good parts of the game where he's super, super useful, which is when he gets his level 6 and he's got a little bit of farm, and then way later in the game when he's got, like, 2 Battle Furies and a Daedalus. And, like, in the middle of the game, he's not particularly great. In the very early stages of the game, he's not particularly great either. They're going to smoke up. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're not going for an aggressive play in the enemy jungle. It looks like they're going to be going for the top rune spot. They've drawn a line. They want to go up this direction and around and try to go
30
for a
seconds
flank
to
play
battle.
here, potentially on Whitebeard. And there are some sentry wards on the ground. He needs to be careful with that. I'm not sure why there's no sitting there. Pick him up, hero. It's not worth it.
They're
Did he? I don't know if he
They're
might have
gonna
seen
go
1, 2, 3, 4.
all the way
Is he gonna
around.
live? Oh, Whitebeard, time to leave, buddy.
Is he
You
going to
gotta
level
skill
up a quick
grave.
shallow grave here just for himself?
He's got to get grave.
Now he does it, but it's not going to
Grave.
matter. They get the good stun. He goes down. First blood for the second game straight. Going to be going to Isurus really damn fast at the sound of horn.
Yeah, but the thing is, that wasn't Yawar dying like it was last game, so I don't know if they really care that much. It sucks, but good play from Isurus coming through to make sure they secure that kill. So DDX versus the Queen of Pain mid. Shadow Strike's pretty good, but obviously with the win run, you have that X Factor, and there's a lot of right-click damage. Power Shot to clear the creep wave. I mean, they function in similar ways. The block is going to be better on this side of Isurus, and they're already going to use the con shot. We see this so often with the Skywrath Mage, who just sits back mid, helps out. But look how much damage he took just from one right-click and a Shadow Strike. He's not even any regen either. Ninja has to go home or deny himself. It looks like that might be the case. I think he's going to deny himself to a creep wave. I don't know, honestly. Maybe he stacks once and then...
Yeah. Wait out for the stack and then deny yourself thereafter. Ninja, this is not your Spirit Breaker. You can't... I know he likes to play very aggressive, it looks like, but Skywrath Mage is the opposite. He's frail. He's a little glass flying piece of work here, and you know, you take a couple of quick pot shots with your pretty much negative armor, you're going to be in trouble pretty damn fast. So he quickly changes course. It looks like he's going to just decide to maybe heal on up instead. Gets the stack for now to help out Sand King. Mid lane already, Brax trying to assert his dominance. Leads in with a Shadow Strike. Couple of right clicks, but they got the win run here. So DDX moves on forward. Oh, misses the power shot. They're going to go man up, and Brax is going to be the winner of this chicken duel. Oh,
Did
man.
you see that sidestep? Oh, my God. Brax has balls of
Broke his
freaking
ankles.
steel. Oh my God, Barry Sanders indeed. Holy crap. Not only is he crushing in CS, but he gets the kill too. Oh, Jesus.
Beautiful start. Ninja's like, I'm here, buddy. I might need to help you out. This Skywrath Mage, who to note, he did end up denying himself, so it's not like Sumsrift got 2 extra kills. It was the one deny, but
yeah.
This DDX Wind Ranger is certainly going to need some extra bits of assistance.
And the precision aura too, the extra damage coming out from Brax is just, it's a little bit of added salt to the wound for DDX. He can't contest as well. He's already missing a couple of CS. And like I said, huge balls for Brax, honestly, with that play. Huge balls.
Hugest of balls. Well, Bounty Rune top going to get picked up here from Ninja. That allows him to get to his level 2, and a concussive shot's going to get picked up.
Demon
He's
is
rounding the bend,
invisible.
but yeah, Demon gets the invis now. He heads
But
mid.
they had no vision for that.
Oh. They're peeking about it. Now they get the vision of
they're
Ninja.
gonna go with
Ninja, yep. Shadow Strike's there. They get the Grave Chill slow. DDX tries to go for Brax and realizes there's not much he could do about it. Ninja wrong place at the wrong time. They didn't have vision of the Invis rune. And Demon is going to go ahead and get as much damage as he can on the DDX and force him to use that last bits of regen. Power Shot will fly. Mild connection, but overall another big victory there for Summer's Rift.
Good play by DDX to not force out that win run. That's what they were trying to bait with Demon. Throw up the Soul Assumption, blink it with Brax, get the kill if he had already used his win run, but that wasn't the case, and so they couldn't find that secondary kill. But right place, right time for Demon picking up the Invis rune. That's why you rotate for those early runes to help out your mid laner. Very important if you're an aspiring support player. What they do have to rectify is Pepita top lane getting free farm and making sure fullback is not this comfortable. As you can see, he's already got boots and 700 gold, Dakota, so it's looking like he might get that well-timed blink dagger that we're so accustomed to seeing on Sand King.
He got that first blood bonus. That certainly helps, and a stem stacks in the jungle that are already built up for him. There's no wards to contest. You remember last game, Demon was really pressured a lot in his jungle on his Sand King, and he still managed to throw together a pretty decently timed Blink Dagger. This game, it's going even better for fullback, so if he manages to get this Blink Dagger fast, we could see them really look to take over the early portion of this game, but we'll see if he gets to that point or not. Bottom lane, we neglected a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to get him with the Grave Chill slow, plus the follow-up poison from Whitebeard. It's going to bring down about half life and force him to chew through a early takeout. Oh, the block not going to connect. The Ice Shards damage will. Regardless, Whitebeard would have had a shallow grave ready to go, but
Rune control.
Yeah.
Look at this, man. They got top rune and bottom rune. You look at it, they have to bottle crow for DDX. He's only got 12 last hits to the 22 of the Queen of Pain. 25 right now for Yawar bottom lane, who it's fair to say that he's having a much better game than last game. But again, Pepita, he's got free farm like he had in the previous game, but this time it's on an Ember Spirit. We'll see what he can get done with it. Mid lane, putting pressure on DDX. Top lane, Mike's just trying to stave off any sort of aggression. Ninja does ward up here on the cliff just to make sure they have some vision on that bottom rune spot. They can maybe go for it a bit safely. And for now, we have yet to see that level 6 come out from Yawar, but it's almost there. He's almost got that marksmanship, and then Demon just needs to get those Visage Birds, and all of a sudden, we're going to see some towers fall pretty quickly.
They're going past the tier 1 bottom lane. They want this Tusk. Whitebeard commits low on life and mana at this point. Snowball will fly, and he has nothing to offer. Will he go down? He will. It will be a trade of a support for an offlaner, which obviously Summer's Rift are going to be very happy with. Yawar gets that last hit, and it looks like they might be able to follow up with that tier 1 tower. No response coming out from the rest of Isurus. You still have DDX farming his way through the middle lane, and then for top, you know, fullback is just still on course to try to getting a good time. Blink Dagger Pepita is just taking advantage of the lane farm, and well, we've seen Ninja all over the place, but he's been coming up short and trying to get any sort of ganks.
Brax just finds the Sand King easily in the jungle. Bottom lane, 1, 2, 3, 4. Dolce TP's back to the tower, just trying to deny it. Couldn't quite get it. Yawar picks it up. The triple Wraith Band, no points in Gust, 3 points Precision Aura, and the early Morbid Mass to farm the jungle as well. Yawar is going to get off to a fast start. And if they can maybe even get another tier 1 tower or find another kill elsewhere and start putting pressure across the map, they'll be in a pretty good spot. Summer's Rift have this early game advantage, and they should with the lineup they have. The question is, can they transition this into a victory?
Yeah, push on the tier 1, limiting that tier 1 bottom lane. If they can get the mid tier 1, then their options for doing a very early Roche become a lot easier. Once those Visage Birds come out, maybe someone's able to sneak in a medallion. There's really no question on being able to stop them. Mike,
this stack. Look at the stack, man.
They're going to take it away. So fullback, who started very well with an early first blood and had some stacks to work with, one of them being taken away at this point. Plus, you got to consider Brax just picked him off previous to this. So this sets him back on a good time Blink Dagger. Still holds a nice strong 1,200 gold as he's muscling his way through another big stack. But this is still going to set him off just a little bit, and that's what they want. They really want to get this Blink Dagger on the Sand King and then go on the move. But luckily for them, Pepita has not been pressured too much early. You know, that's really when you want to take it to an Ember Spirit, not allow him to get the early components of a Battle Fury. Looks like they're going to make it go on to Mike. They have Whitebeard nearby. He shows himself. Dishes out a heal, holding onto the shallow grave.
Mike can turn this.
They are turning it. He's got hook shot. He's waiting for the lined up shot. They don't need it to finish off the Ember. Pepita's going to go down, and so will the Skywrath Mage. Good double grab coming out in a rotation from Brax certainly helps.
That was a great turn. They didn't even need to use hookshot there. Mike actually had used the animation, canceled it, because they knew Brax was going to do more than enough damage to get this kill. And you have to wonder with the start Brax is having, just rush the site device almost. I feel like that might be the best idea, although Orchid is very good against the Ember Spirit. They will have the Gust coming up from Yawar if they want to. And now Ix Mike will find fullback. He's got hookshot ready to go. Mike. Fullback's in a rough spot now. The cock push. Yeah, that'll stop it.
Bit of an awkward engagement here. They don't know, but Tusk is nearby.
Bottom lane,
they're waiting for additional help, but yeah, they're also engaging bottom lane, trying to make the jump on the Demon here. Looks like Demon will go down, gets power shot execution style. Will go down. Isurus managed to scrap together a kill for themselves, and it looks like they'll just kind of diffuse the situation that was building up a lot of tension in that woods for Isurus. So Mike's going to deter, head to his path top. I mean, he's level 7 now. Could go on his own adventure if he wants to get something set up with a hook shot, but it looks like for now he's going to wait for anyone to come and deal with this top lane pushing Brax.
They have to know that he's behind them. He's behind these tree lines, and if anyone rotates up to try to defend this tower, I think they're going to die.
They'll know now that a rocket came.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really don't see them defending this tower, at least not yet. They do have a creep wave coming. Brax is kind of low on mana. I would not be surprised if Brax were to buy an Orchid Orb right here. He has almost enough for it, and with this CS he will. He has to, of course, send the courier to the secret shop. In the meantime, Isurus are doing a good job trying to evade the enemy jungle. Demon is very close to his Visage Birds. One more CS would do the job, 1 or 2. But if he gets jumped on again, it's going to be trouble.
Oh,
they're coming in.
They know they're there. They have that ops ward. Mike sweeping in. Rocket to the vision, and a hook shot follow-up. Going to connect on uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Stalling things out with a snowball, connects with the uppercut into Mike, but he's happy to shrug that one off. He's got an iron jaw, so he easily takes down your Tusk. The rest of Isurus are like, we don't want any part of this. We got to get the hell out of there. So they peace out, and it's another scrappy kill for Sumsrift.
That's just really, really, really good rotations coming out from Sumsrift, honestly, just to be there at that time. And, of course, the great flare coming up from Mike. And he seems comfortable. He seems dialed in. We talked about it. Maybe there was going to be a Catcher's Curse, and maybe he was going to have the worst game of his freaking life. That's not the case. And the squishy lineup by Isurus is clearly being dealt with. We've seen DDX have some trouble. Papita's died already once. Top lane Ninja's been food for this entire lineup. They have such early game damage from Sumsrift that it is very easy for them to not only find kills, but towers as well. Even look at DDX bottom getting zoned out by a support Visage. Demon asserting his dominance. They'll take the tower elsewhere. And it's looking like Isurus has to climb. They've got to get something together, man, to force, because they have such a late game lineup with an Ember Spirit, and even with DDX as well on the Wind Ranger, to try to deal with this early game lineup, especially when Brax about to finish off his Orchid. This is frightening, man.
Really is, and now with that tier 1 mid lane going down, the opportunity for Roche becomes a lot easier. Plus Demon about to be completing his medallion, just about to have it, will make it so good. Mike stalking fullback here. Fullback, that is what Isurus are waiting for, and they got it. The Blink Dagger going to get grabbed up. Now, can they make good use of it and get themselves back into this game? Because as we approach the mid-game period, it's looking like it's all Sumsrift, especially if they're going to be able to clear out a Roche in due time.
I mean, they have a draw range, they have Visage Version. As you mentioned, they're getting Medallion. So if they get one pick, I think the Sand King in particular, if they can kill him before heading into Roche, they'll take it without any issues whatsoever. But they want to keep this pressure on the enemy jungle. Demon will secure farm bottom if it's ever pushed out. UR will just go to Ancients. He'll take jungle if necessary. And Brax now with his Orchid done. It's actually not quite there yet. He still needs a Sage's Mask, and he also needs that recipe. So 1 or 2 kills, a tower, or something along those lines, and Brax will become a force to be reckoned with. That'll be like a 13-minute Orchid max. That's something that is freaking frightening. Jesus Christ.
That really is a damn good time. Isurus got to know this. They'll see it, and they'll have to play a bit more passive and respect the early advantage that Brax had been given. And it looks like we're going to have a fullback DC here, which prompts our pause, of course. So we'll take a moment to kind of diffuse what the hell's happening.
So, Dakota, I want to ask you if this game has gone how you thought it would have gone.
Well, I mean... This game has gone the way a Drow lineup would love it to go. So
exactly.
Sumsrift have gotten exactly what they wanted. So I'd have to say yes. Yes, it's gone as I thought it would go. If Sumsrift are coming in the favorites, they have a bit more experience, and they get a lineup like this. This is what you expect to see.
And this isn't I don't know what's happening right now. I think someone maybe went to the bathroom or something like that. But yeah, I not to take any credit away from Isurus, who played a fantastic first game. This is more along the lines of what we, I think, expected coming in with game number 2 and Sumsrift in general. They have a lot to prove with a lot of these teams in NA Dota and BTS Americas. And it's just unfortunate right now the South American team's looking like they might get knocked out. Of course, last night, I believe, was Union Gaming. Tonight it might be Isurus, assuming things don't change from this particular position.
Yeah.
And they are farming up Peta very well. He is going to have to be the backbone of this game. DVX maybe with some lucky shackle shots. He's got not much in the bank. His CS is sitting at 46 to the 78, almost 80 of frags. So it's tough.
Very tough. Very freaking tough. We'll have to see if they're going to be able to do it, though. And an Ember still, I mean, has one of the highest ceilings for any of the heroes in the game, but it's a matter of building up the ladder to get to that ceiling, getting that Battle Fury, then maybe your first crit. I mean, you know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, but what are you supposed to do when your towers are going down one by one by one? Like, it's been methodical. It's been clockwork, not, you know, no pun intended. They take it down the tier 2 mid. They take down the tier 2 top. They're able to threat. They ping onto the tier 3 in that top lane. They want to force back Isurus and put them in an uncomfortable position because they're really not ready to fight. What does this Scarif Mage have to offer? A silence? He doesn't have his Mystic Flare ready. I wouldn't say he's useless, but he's about as close as it comes. It's a beating right now at this point for Isurus Gaming. What are they, like, how do they stop this push? The tier 3 tower's dead, man. It's gone. That's it.
Demon only has to lose one bird for it. He just summons a new one. They're like, our job is done. We have finally forced Isurus to just get all hands on deck, and
you
now
say
we'll
finally.
away.
It's 13 minutes in the game, dude.
I mean, Isurus are just like, we actually will have to deter from farming elsewhere and address this problem. And once they show up, Sumsrift are like, all right, we're done. Bye. We'll take the tier 3. We'll take the farm in the jungle, and now we're going to take Roche because you've already committed all your TPs up and back into the base. I was expecting maybe they'll plant an award. It looks like Whitebeard's going to do it, so he'll see them coming in. So this is just... I wanted to say clockwork as well. This is just going perfectly right now for Sumsrift. They're getting each thing addressed. They know exactly what needs to get done with the lineup they've thrown together. And we'll have to see if they're going to be able to close things out. Looks like they'll stall the idea of the Roche for now. Maybe just trying to relieve some of the pressure here on the bottom. Mike is there as the enforcer first. But yeah.
Dakota, there's a 10,000 net worth lead. I don't want to, again, take anything away from Isurus, but you're going to have some Jimmy level shit here to throw this thing. I mean, the way it's going. It's just an absurd lead for 14.5 minutes in the game. And this is a drought lineup. This is how it's supposed to go. And Sumsrift are no stranger to doing this. They did this at WCA against NAR to win the series 3-2. They know in a tight spot that they can rely on this particular lineup, and now with UR on top of it, playing that Jar Ranger, boy, do they feel comfortable. They got a freaking Solar Crest for Demon. It's time to Roche, man. They say, no, we don't even need an Aghanim Scepter. Let's get in there. Let's see how quickly we can take this thing down. Yeah. Maybe 10 seconds? Now, first we're going to find fullback. He'll die to the Orchid Soulburn. He doesn't have a stick. See you later, fullback.
They're just like, can you just get the hell out of here? We're trying to do something. Just spank him, send him back home, go back to Roche. Roche is like, all right, I've been waiting for this. And then they just beat his ass. Sumsrift are just taking names in this game. This is ridiculous. So now they just, with their commanding lead, charge down from the south towards this tier 2. Isurus are going to be like, well, what the hell are we going to do about it? We got to wait for fullback to get into this. You know, Ninja does manage to scrape together a level 6 on a Scarif Mage, so they have Mystic Flare, but they better hope for one hell of a team fight to at least stall this game out that much longer. But it happens like this, where 1, 2, 3 gets caught out, dead at the end, and I don't think there's going to be a potential comeback. Tier 2 is dead.
Mike didn't even need to be there. Brax's right click right now with his Orchid is devastating. That's a Tusk. That's a pretty tanky hero. I mean, yeah, he's only got 4 armor, but still, like, you usually don't see Tusks fall that quickly, especially this early into the game. It's a testament to how farmed Brax actually is. And at 16 minutes, they're pushing to another tier 3 tower. They've already taken one. Why not take 2 in a full set of Brax? Petita's just like, what do I do right now? He will hit up a nice, God, I can't even remember the names of disabilities on this hero.
Chains.
Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains. Yeah, that's the one. But, oh my God. Right? They're putting out it's a clinic right now for Sumsrift.
Yep. Well, we'll see if they decide to continue this slow siege game. They could dangle Yawar in front for now. They've been doing it with Brax, of course, having that A just makes it a lot easier. He gets his
He's got an
heals.
S&Y, dude.
He just hands back, but yeah. The S&Y, the 3 Wraith Bands. Doesn't look like the greatest inventory, but okay, 2-man stun. Flies up from fullback. Just a little moderate harassment. Nothing too crazy. Pepita, though. Silence bursted down. He's out. 40 seconds. Will have to buy back. Uses it.
He's gonna have to buy back in 16 minutes. How is he supposed to farm?
No, this is a done deal.
This has to be it.
The nail's in the coffin. The coffin's getting shoved into the ground at this point, and there's just one guy trying to just dig all the dirt on top. Here we go. Brax jumps in, sees DDX. Gonna get caught with the chains. A Mystic Flare combo. A good grab, but that's only an Aegis. Demon could be troubled next, but he's saved with a good shallow grave. Of course, coming out from Whitebeard. Pepita gonna get rocked there at the end. That's his dieback. They clear out 4 all day, and now the buybacks have to come out at 17 minutes in. And that's going to be their racks, and very well could be the game and the series.
Dire's bottom barracks.
This game's gonna be over before 20 minutes. That's absolutely absurd. They're gonna find DDX. Orchid comes out. Flare, I don't think he'll die to the Soul Burn. Was very close. Good stick charge to keep himself alive. But Pepita jumps in, dies, buys back, jumps in, dies again. And that was a pretty good fight too. They had Epicenter on point. They got Brax. They got the Aegis. They had a great Mystic Flare as well.
Dire's middle tower
Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
They just don't have enough.
Oh, that Orchid on pullback as he blinks in.
All
We'll
right.
see you later, man.
Oh boy, he's been punished relentlessly. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 moves in, and he looks like it just made of paper. Just gets obliterated at this point. And, you know, for
They did get
Isurus, they can execute perfectly all they want, but they just don't have enough ammunition. There's nothing in the arsenal to contest how huge and powerful Sumsrift are. Pepita shows himself and he just gets annihilated. He's got to already walk back and away.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
I don't have anything else to say, honestly. Like, this game is as good as you can get it when it comes to a Drow Visage combo lineup. What I really do like about it, which we don't often talk about, is a lot of people like to go for that 5 ranged lineup. I'll hold that thought. Fullback is going to jump in and he's probably dead for it.
He's like, oh, there's 4 here. I got to go. But he's not going anywhere. He's going back to the grave. Gets caught. Nice shackle on the Yawar, but they're going to go for Demon. They got the Mystic Flare burst.
Oh, the Glimmer Cape.
Though. Glimmer and a shallow grave coming out from Mr. Whitebeard is going to be helping out Demon. And with that, a roll on forward. They get the finishing touch onto Demon. Yawar could also go down. He wants to man up onto Pepita. Oh, and he gets shackled and sliced. So, the first big momentum boost for Isurus.
It's too late.
Not going to be enough. Brax is already back in action here. He's going to see Pepita. He gets the Orchid out. Waiting out for the secondary blink. Scream actually connects. And he's going to get shoved to the low ground. Nice save there for DDX. Puts him into the safety zone. Brax not done yet, though. Charges on. Going to get caught with the fullback stun. Meanwhile, Mike making it go into DDX. Brax is going to be forced to pop his BKB and retreat. And all the meanwhile, they're going to get the finishing blow. It's going to be Whitebeard who picks up the last little touch as they finish off the Wind Ranger. So with that, 2 Raxes have already been taken down. All the meanwhile, and Isurus are just trying to be the scrappy fighters they want. They lose fullback once more to Brax.
If I'm Isurus and I see that BKB for Brax, I'm thinking, are you freaking kidding me? Are you serious right now? Because that's the only possible explanation or way to react to that situation. They'll leave. Hopefully we have a respite here. Mike will get caught with the Shot, won't actually connect. I really like the idea of not having a 5 range lineup with a Drow lineup. I think it's really important you have that one tanky frontliner, and Mike is that tanky frontliner. Brax as well, almost. Those two function in a similar situation.
Yeah, obviously also a good deny pick from Isurus. Clockwork could be very good against the Drow, being able to kind of close that gap, get in her face, and put her in a very uncomfortable position. But they know it's a top pickup for Mike, and they don't hesitate in grabbing it in the first picking phase. And it clearly has worked out for them this game. 1-2-P4 waiting from behind. Uh-oh, silenced up, tried to go for the epicenter, not happening. Not on Brax's watch. He gets the quick Orchid, stops that, moves in, looking for the kill. Quick Sandstorm, gonna dodge out the auto attack and will blink back to base, but their throne is exposed, people! And they are going down. Pepita says we have had enough. The white flag has been raised, and that will be game and series. Sumsrift will take it 2-0 to Isurus. Isurus will be eliminated from the Beyond the Summit America's Tournament Cup.
That's That was fantastic from Sumsrift in almost every sense of the word. Mike had 0 deaths. He had 8 assists. He really didn't hit many hook shots. Brax decimated mid. And that Invis rune, I think, was probably the most important Invis rune I've seen in a long time. That Invis rune that team had picked up to rotate mid, get that easy kill. And, of course, the solo kill that Brax picked up on DDX with the sidestep, which, again, balls with steel. That was fantastic. And then just you are getting free farm bottom. They had an objective, and they completed it in a timely fashion. Dakota, there's not much else to say other than well played for my Isurus in that first game. Second game, not so great. Hope to see them back here next time. Hope to see them stay together. And, of course, as always, shout-outs to South American Dota. Hope to see more teams coming out from that region.
We do have a lot of other teams still in this Tournament Cup to represent South America. Maybe they'll get to push on forward. But, yeah, props to Isurus. They came, they competed. They have their roster they've been working with, but they're going to have to continue their grind as Sumsrift proved that they are worth the heavy favoritism coming into this series. So they will advance on forward, and we'll get a look at the bracket as we conclude this matchup. The next best of 3 to come here, but we do have a bit of time because this series did conclude rather early. We have about an hour and 15 minutes till the next one starts. It's going to be scheduled at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 5 p.m. Pacific. And Maut will not be joining me. He's going to be stepping out. So Maut, it was an absolute pleasure to have you. If you want to show him some love, of course, hit him up on his Twitter at MautDota. Also, MautPax will be ditching me. He's going to be stepping out as our stats man. Show him love at MautPax. But replacing him, I have the one and only Fluff and Stuff. He's going to be joining me as my co-caster for our next series, which is going to be the Way 2 stack going against Boreal Esports. Should be a good time. We'll see you back here for that action in about a little over an hour. So, folks, sit tight. We'll see you soon.